recording. Works of art make rules. Rules do not make works of art. Friends and grasshoppers, this is the Formless Podcast, episode number 123, with Tyler, the superhuman, me, Dustin, and our extra special guest today, Mr. Travis Micheal, composer, chef. Let's go.
Yeah. So welcome,
okay,
Travis.
I was like, that intro's a little bit iffy. I remember I had written stuff down that I was going to ask that I forgot about.
Wait, so that quote.
Yeah.
Who said that quote?
I will have to Google it. I'm not 100% sure. I just go through and I don't attribute them to people, which I probably should do. But I can Google it real quick.
Because with that quote, I don't know, Travis, what do you think? Like, I definitely think rules give context to art. Like, right? Like somebody, like I heard it said one time that a painting, right? Well, to have a painting, you actually have to have borders.
Yes, there's rules to follow in the, the way the circle shape and the, but for music and rules and cooking even, they always say, in order to do well in those crafts, you have to learn the rules and you must learn how to break them. Mm-hmm. So you have to go, I hated theory in college because I had to learn all that stuff. And then the second year, the professor goes, okay, guys, forget all that. We're going to break all the rules and now do what you want.
Right.
But you have to learn the rules first. It's like
martial arts.
We were talking about that. I was talking about that today with a kid who's testing for his red belt. And he was struggling with some of the stuff. He's like, it doesn't make any sense. And I'm like, well, remember when you first learned? We're super rigid. You do things like this. You do things like that. These are your fundamentals. You have to learn those. As you progress and as you get better, we learn to break those rules or bend them or skirt them completely, But it was super cool. I got this quote, and then all of this other stuff transpired with the lesson today, and then you're asking about it, and you're talking about.
Well, it also you can manipulate stuff. Like example, when you make like a cheese sauce, you learn the rule of making a roux. You start out with your flour and your butter, and you add your milk, and then you add your cheese, and you get a Mornay sauce, right?
Yeah.
But you can cheat once you know that science. Just use cream cheese. I don't tell this, but if I did a cheese sauce on the fly, throw some cream cheese in a pan, some cheddar cheese, and mix it up. It's done.
Whip it together.
And that's cheese sauce
cheese
right
sauce,
there
yeah.
with cream cheese and just
because you know the science, you know the consistency of it, how it's supposed to look,
and
how it settles,
how it feels. Yeah. So that quote was attributed to a composer named Claude Debussy?
Debussy.
I
was waiting for you to.
You know this guy. You know who he is.
Definitely know. One of the main composers of Impressionism.
Oh.
So throughout music history, the Romantic era, Baroque era, all these, there's all these eras. There's even pointillism. It all follows the aspects of paintings.
Okay. Yep.
So when you have these Impressionist artists, who's the guy that did the Picnic, the Sunday afternoon picnic?
Sundance.
There's a painter who painted that famous painting.
Okay.
That was the same time that Debussy came out with his music. The idea, the colors mixing and Van Gogh, same idea.
Yes,
the colors mixing the way it's impressionistic. It's not following the forms, but still is. Mm-hmm. Because there's forms of color, there's forms of design, there's forms of all of it. It all goes together.
Yeah, I like to think of things like this. Like, people like to compartmentalize. Like everything's got to.
Right.
I want to make it fit in this box so I can understand. And then once you have it in the box, somebody else comes along and goes, "Well, that box is okay, but like, I like this box over here, you know, or like screw that box. It's too small. We're making it huge. You know?
Right.
But we jumped the gun here. Let's back up just a hair. We're going to rewind. Travis,
yes.
Tell us a little bit about yourself. And you talked about being a chef, and you talked about being a composer. What came first, and then how did you get in both of those things?
Okay, so back in my day, in the 1900s, yeah, I'm up there. Man, that stops kids. 1900s, really?
Yeah.
No, I started playing music and violin and as a young kid, and then went to clarinet. Thought, okay, music was good, but on the side, I was also an artist. I illustrate.
Okay.
And so I was like, what I really want to do is work for Pixar. Pixar had just started. Mm-hmm. And back in the day, you know, I was like, I want to work for Pixar. So I practiced animation. I practiced drawing. Nothing was cooking or music at all. And I have boxes and boxes of illustrations at home. Children's books I've written, cartoon creations I've created, tons of stuff. I get to college, playing saxophone the whole time. And I get to college, and they're like, what do you want to do? I'm like, I don't know. Well, you're good at saxophone. Be a music major. Okay, cool. So I'm playing saxophone, music majoring, while I'm
drawing on the side.
And then I need a job. Here I am, 19, need a job. Oh, gosh, what do I do? I'll wash dishes at a restaurant. I wash dishes. Within 5 months, my boss is like, you're really fast. Can you cook? Well, I can eat. Yeah, let's go. So he throws me online. The green thumb out of nowhere. Within 5 months, I'm kitchen manager.
Wow.
From dishwasher. I know, it was insane. And so I just found out I'm really good at this cooking.
And where was this at?
This was here when Chevy's was a real restaurant in Redding, California.
Okay. Chevy's, the Mexican restaurant.
Back in the day, when it was a real restaurant. Before they got bought out by Baja Fresh, blah, 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 blah. Weird story. Anyways. So I realized I'm good at cooking. So then after that, I went to the restaurant, and I just started experimenting with restaurants. Drawing kind of went to the side, but music was still...
You're still doing music the whole time.
Right. So my second year in college, my professor says, hey, you have to pick one. Because I was playing saxophone majoring, but I was also dabbling in writing music.
Okay.
You have to pick it's good for you to pick one thing and focus on it. I said, okay. So I'm in the college library, and I pick up this really wacky record, and it was Philip Glass.
Philip Glass.
Okay. Glassworks.
Yeah.
The cover looked cool. Put a record player. Next thing I know, I missed 3 classes. It was so good. And ever since that day, I'm like, okay, I want to be a composer. And
right on.
Just the way, like, he had live saxophones, live flutes, just going off. It was nuts. I wanted to make that. And so just did that. And like I said, I can't make millions off music yet. So I'm still a chef.
Still cooking, still making music.
To this day,
Right
still chef. And what are we at? Like 30 years later? Yeah. Still a chef, but still writing music.
Very cool.
More focused on composing. So essentially, it came down to a professor telling me pick one. I picked the composing. Philip Glass helped to push that forward because of how exciting that music was.
Yeah.
The album is called Philip Glass Glassworks.
Glassworks.
Check it out. It's really, really cool. And that's it. That's pretty much the story.
So you had to have the job to pay the bills.
Pay the bills, yeah.
Which is the chef and doing that, and then that work, and then you have your jam, which is your music, you're composing.
Right.
And you're the composing chef.
The composing chef. Nice transition.
Right on. That was good. Smooth. So now you and Tyler hooked up how? Because I know you composed not all, but some of the music or all the music for the Miracle Mile movie.
Me and my good friend Brian Bassetti.
Okay.
We double composed. It was like, okay, you get the odd numbers, I'll get the even numbers based on cues.
Oh, okay.
So in movies, not to jump ahead, but movies, there's a M1M music cue, the number of what reel it is, and then what number cue it is. So
okay.
So I would do the odds and he would do all the evens, and so it worked out real well.
Right on.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really cool. So Travis and I go back to, it was about 2007. There was a play at Shasta College we both got cast in. It was called Big River, and it's a play about Tom Sawyer and Huck Finn.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm familiar.
Yeah, it's called Big River, and it's a musical. And I got cast as multiple roles. I got cast as like one of the Tom Sawyer and Huck Finn's friends that they hang out with. They're like little gang. I got cast as that. I got cast as the fool. That's he's called the young fool, and he sings the Arkansas, Arkansas, I just love old Arkansas song. It's kind of a well-known song among the musicals, and so. Anyway, so Travis was cast as one of the other boys too, and so we met and we just kind of hit it off and clicked, and then as that play progressed, I think we had 16 performances, and I think it was like the second to last performance or one of those last performances. The guy who played was it Tom or Huck? It was the
lead.
The lead, yeah. But he played was it
the guy that the kid, the young boy? I think it's Huck,
yeah, is the main one of that play, that character. So that actor ended up not being able to perform, and so Travis stepped in and filled that role.
Oh no, I didn't step in. I run in I'm late to put on my first costume for one of the three characters I'm playing.
Yeah.
And as I get in there, the costume lady is like, Travis, try this on. You're wearing this now. And then some other person's like, here, this book's yours. Well, I'm like, what is going on? Oh, we didn't tell you. Yeah, you're the lead tonight.
Just like that.
Just like that.
Wow.
So Travis was out there on stage, just like got notified.
Did you know the lines?
Well, here's the thing. So as far as I guess they trusted me because sidebar, I'm also an actor. That's my side hobby.
Yep.
I've been in 20, 30 plays and musicals so far.
Oh, okay.
Bunch of films,
yeah. Sidebars, that's my favorite, hobby is acting. So they knew I was a good actor, a good singer. I looked young enough for the part, I guess. They trusted me. The whole staff trusted me,
Yeah, okay.
And so, so the book I had was the script.
Oh, so you're like...
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Blah, 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 blah.
So the point, I was on stage reading the book like this, but still acting, but looking down and glancing to make sure I know my lines.
Where your cues were.
Now, here's what I don't think a lot of people realized is I had one earpiece in that was the stage manager give me directions. Upstage left, cross the bridge, okay, go down by the lake, okay, squat down. He was telling me what to do. In this ear, I had someone backstage humming the melody.
Oh, yeah.
So that I was on key, on pitch.
Yeah.
And I had all these packs all over, like...
for the wireless transmitters, yeah.
It was just nuts. It was a nuts thing.
But it worked.
We did it great.
Yeah.
There was one scene, my favorite scene of the whole thing was when I broke the fourth wall. Because there's a scene where he dresses up like a little girl to sneak into the slave camp.
Okay.
And so I walk up to the costume, I pick it up. And because the other guy was smaller than me, I'm a big boy. And I hold it up to the audience and I go... and I just kind of do like this. And I walk up and the actress on stage goes, oh, Lord, okay. Audibly was like, well, and then just kept going,
Yeah.
Yeah.
The show must go on.
Show must go on.
Yeah, so Travis, so we did that play, and Travis was in another play at the time, or right before that, called Wonder of the World.
Oh, yeah.
And that was a really funny play. And I saw that play, Wonder of the World, and I was like, oh man, that guy's like a really good actor. It'd be fun to be on stage with him. And then we got cast in Big River together shortly after that. And then, so we did that, and we kind of... we did that play, and then we did Midsummer Night's Dream together at Shasta College right after that in the fall. And so then after that, we kind of didn't go we're involved in the arts in town and everything, and see each other around, and
it's a small circle.
And then and that went on for several years, and then we get to when we're getting into pre-production for Miracle Mile, and I was like, hey, I know this composer that can act, he can compose. I'd really like to work with him. And I went and told the director, Luke Van Mall, and I said, hey, and Luke's like, well, I've got this composer I really like named Brian Bassetti that he had worked with before. And I was like, oh, well, I've got Travis, who I've done a lot with, and I'd like to work with him. And I know Travis and Brian are friends, and they work together.
So small world.
Yeah.
Small world.
So I was like, hey, let's get them together to team up on this score. And I don't think they've scored a film together, like a feature film.
We've wanted to, so this was good. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I had never produced a feature film. Luke had never directed. They had never scored. So it was like, well, let's all do our first together.
Yeah.
And so
funny story, if I can interrupt you. About
go.
those years.
Yeah.
So between those off years, I would show up on a set. Here's this guy with the boom. I'd show up on a set. Here's the guy. He's DP. I would show up on a set. He was always there.
Tyler. Yeah, dude. I nicknamed him the Superhuman for a reason. He's superhuman.
I did a local TV show. I did a local documentary. I did one of our mutual friends brought his team up from LA to shoot some scenes for his big movie, Interpreters.
Yep.
And there he is.
Can't get
Travis
rid of him. He's
shows up
here.
in a restaurant to do a scene as a waiter. I think it was.
I was the kitchen manager.
in Interpreters.
Yeah.
And so there was a lot there, and there was a show I produced called The Back Pages back in 2017, and Travis came on, and I don't remember if you acted in that, but I know you scored.
I scored the rest of season 1 and acted in season 2.
Yeah, okay.
And I boomed my season 2 also.
Okay.
But we never finished season 2, so there's only one episode out. There is one in like literally 99.9% finished. It's just not being released
for whatever
reason, which is fine. It happens.
Yeah.
So lots of film projects, and it's cool to see. I mean, here it is. Like, here we are, 18 years later, still talking,
still doing stuff.
Yeah, still doing stuff, and it's
still picking up the phone, going, "What are we gonna do today, Lafayette?" That's our lines from the play from Big River.
Oh my gosh.
He goes, "What do you do today, Lafayette?" I don't forget what did I say?
I don't know.
Well, I don't know.
Right on. That is so cool. No, it's funny. I acted in high school in plays and stuff, and I got into that in the 4th grade. I had a teacher this was in the 80s. She had those big suitcase VHS camcorders.
Ooh, yeah.
And so we did a couple of plays, and then we wrote our own scripts, set direction, costume design, the whole 9, like every bit of it. And we'd make these little like 5-minute films.
Really?
And it was really cool. It was just a fun thing to do. We're in the 4th grade, so it didn't get super like, super highbrow stuff. I mean, it was all a bunch of 4th graders,
No story arc.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and basically like a scene.
Yeah.
Like you would do a scene, maybe 2 if it was really.
But that's popular.
But it was
nowadays.
Nowadays, but everybody's
love,
got like a phone. You can literally make a feature film with your phone. In those days, things were a little bit more archaic. But
had to use a camcorder.
you guys are talking about all the different things you're doing in different positions and stuff, and I'm like, oh yeah, I did that. I know what that is, and but it's cool to see how like independent. When you're independent and there's not a lot of money and there's not a lot of opportunity, you have to create that opportunity.
Yeah.
You have to like, okay, well, we're going to set the camera on the hood of the car today. You just, it's like, okay, we
don't have a tripod.
Yeah. There's this like, it kind of forces you to be creative. It forces you to like figure it out. And, I don't know if it's just me or if it's just because that's what I've done like my whole life, like lack of funds, lack of opportunity. It's just like, okay, well, I want to do X, and for me to do X, I have to have, all these other things. So I don't have all these other things. How am I going to make that happen? And that to me is
just survival mode.
Yeah.
We're all at that age where that's where we learn. We grew up learning.
Yeah.
Socially, work wise, everything.
Yeah. And I think when you have like when you're a musician or a filmmaker or anybody with too much money, it's almost like it becomes a crutch in a way. Like, but having to get creative with that type of stuff, that's where like the real creative, like, things come out, you know?
Yeah. And it's always like, I always go back to like, how bad do you want it?
How bad do you want it?
And if you want it bad enough, you'll work for it. You'll figure it out.
What's funny about that is when I scored the back pages, they were under the impression that I had this huge composing studio with all these fancy computers and all this jet. I'm a pencil to paper guy. I'm old school. I in my bag over there, I have my notebook where I still write notes.
Okay, so you're writing music out long form.
Yeah. And they're like, okay, we want these sounds. It's, one episode about a mermaid. And so I'm like, okay, kind of what you're saying. How do I make on my laptop that just has a music notation program, which essentially is a typewriter?
Yeah.
How do I make it sound fancy? So I went in there and finagled some stuff and added weird, like this organ note doesn't exist, but if I play it loud enough, it makes a weird sound. I created this weird score out of making weird, like the pages
out of necessity.
The pages looked gross. Like I was like, I can't even look at it. But like I found a way to do it.
Yeah.
And so season 2, they're like, okay, you have your computer? Yeah, I spent that next year earning money. Brian actually helped build my computer. And we got a really good music computer. I got a whole studio set up. Now I don't even use it. Because Miracle Mile, I mean, again, I did all paper, pencil and paper on that one too. I just think it's good to see the music and write it out and look at it. I just sit there and just kind of
punch the buttons.
Like, like you said, there's guys doing full movies on their iPhones. They're doing full scores on their iPhones too, just holding buttons down.
Yeah.
I have a program that makes it sound scary. How does it work? You go like this. Boop, boop. And then like next thing you know, you hear this beautiful, scary music. Well, whose idea was it before? They're button pushing.
Yeah.
That's the hard part these days.
And I think that's our generation, is like, because we're all in our 40s, right? So we're all like, we like to have things that we can write down and touch, right?
Yeah. I agree.
To a certain degree.
I still write I have journals and stuff. I still I use my phone a lot for like notes and stuff, but the vast majority of my stuff, I long form write it out by hand.
Well, a lot of it too is like what you said earlier, it's lazy. If I want to be creative with my art, and if I sit there and just use AI to write my story, I write a little fake story. Went to the store and bought chicken, and I hit AI and saw, how about you write, on my way home the storm was crazy, and
they add all this other
stuff.
embellishment.
And they're like, okay, deal. Press enter. Then that's their story. That wasn't their creation. That was just them being lazy, knowing that this computer would finish it up or make it better. I'd rather have it complete in my hands before I input it into the computer. That way I know 100% my creation, my art, doing what I want. And it comes out just perfect.
Just like how you want it.
Yeah. Because a lot of the stuff they're crafts. Composition is a craft. Mm-hmm. Like woodworking is a craft. Writing is a craft. Chef's a craft. It's all crafts. If we just stop doing it, we're losing that craft. And that's sad.
Well, and a lot of industry was craftsmen. Sewing, industrial metal work,
blacksmithing.
Those are skills that took time and effort to learn how to do.
Yeah,
and we've offshored it so much that a lot of those skills get lost. So kudos.
Yeah, thanks. No, that's why I'm trying to keep the melody alive, as I say.
The melody alive,
because you watch movies nowadays. There's no melodies left. Can you hum? What's the latest melody you can hum? People still think of Star Wars and
yeah.
But like in the past 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, no, it might be 20 years, but 15 years, there's rarely.
And if it is, I think Jurassic Park,
right?
Yeah, okay.
Well, but that was
Park,
a composer.
They're using someone else's.
Yeah.
Like John Powell with the How to Train Your Dragon series. There are a couple of melodies in there. The soaring theme.
Yeah.
But he's like one of the only ones. You know, even Pixar, they lost there. Remember, Pixar used to be really good at have these melodies. Nope, now they're just. That's how it sounds to me.
So you obviously you're a big fan of music.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah. So are you like a big band guy? Are you classical? Are you jazz? What genre do you prefer?
That's a good question. In college, I was big into orchestra and big band. I was in the big band for 4 years. Tough stuff.
Yeah.
Cascade Christmas. Have you heard of that?
Yeah. It's a big. Well, explain.
Well, Cascade Christmas is a local winter event that Reading puts on with music, local actors, dancing, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Well, they're starting to implement local composers.
Oh, cool.
That's cool.
I wrote the music for it last year.
Right on.
Yeah. So I had to write. She had this bit. It was funny because she gave me this bit where these people were dancing to big band versions of the Nutcracker Suite.
Okay.
And she goes, I need one more, Trav. I need one more. I'm like, there's no Chinese dance, you know? And the Brian Seltzer Orchestra, I think that's what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was like, okay, I'll write a big band version of the Oriental dance in the Brian Seltzer Orchestra style. Okay, cool. Did it. She's like, perfect. Boom. So I say that to answer your question. I'm getting there.
No, I know.
I love music. I had to learn all the styles so that I know where I can be used.
So you're marketable.
Wherever I need to be used.
Yeah.
So I wrote a classical piece. Dun, 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 and then at the end, at the end,
The big band style.
But I had to learn big band music in order to do just that little bit.
Yeah.
And then also I wrote another piece that was all classical, essentially, quote unquote classical music. And then I wrote another piece that was choral, so I had to learn choral music because there was a part. Did you watch Cassie Christmas this year?
No, I didn't.
They had a trio, and so I had to write music for these. Or it was a mom and dad, 2 daughters. So I had to write music for the 4 of them to sing together.
Oh, okay.
With strings and piano.
Yeah.
So you had to learn that style. So I love all styles of music. There's no. Yeah, I don't really have a direction. I want to learn as many of the styles as I can, and just keep learning and learning. Like there's some really good music theory if you want to branch out to weird style like heavy metal. Mm-hmm. Like Metallica, those guys, they're music majors.
Yeah,
they got their degrees in music, and it's good stuff.
Yeah,
like if you really pay attention, they're using the Phrygian scale. Even Phrygian scale.
Yeah, it's a music scale.
It's a music scale.
Yeah,
I just learned this last year. Dubstep, they use a lot of Phrygian scales because of the flat 2. A lot of flat. Flat 2 is a note. Anyways, but like if you look at these styles of music, you'll be surprised at what they're doing. It's nuts.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's listening to you like right now and talk about this. Like I keep learning, and it's like, what do they say? Like music, it's like a lifelong.
Oh yeah.
Like you're never gonna.
I'm never gonna stop learning. I can't.
Well, in like, you get to a point where you know a bunch, and then you turn around and somebody else is like, "Oh, have you heard this? Or did you know this scale? Or did you know this mode?" And then down the rabbit hole you go.
I pride myself in the fact that I know what stuff's called, so I can help. Like, let's say you're like this dubstep guy. You're great, right? Mm-hmm. But you don't know what that stuff's called. It's good for you to know, like back to the beginning, the rules.
The rules.
Hey, that's called this scale. That's called this. You're doing a binary form by doing A section, B section. You're doing a rondo form by repeating this part with these 2 sections in between. It's good teaching these guys who don't know what it's called what it's called.
Yeah.
So I pride myself in the fact that all that stuff's stuck in here. That I can help you learn and help you learn and help anyone else learn. So they can be,
yeah. So Dustin, you guys are speaking the same language because Dustin's also a musician too.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
rudimentary, very, very rudimentary. But I'm a fan of music. So yeah, that's when Tyler told me like, hey, I got this guy that I know. He composed the music. I'm like, cool. Like he didn't even have to finish the sentence. I was like, yeah, cool, bring him on.
So one of my favorite moments of composing for the Miracle Mile was a moment when so Travis always knew all the, like Travis just said, he knew all the terms for everything, right? And there was this one moment when there was this one scene in Miracle Mile where Luke, the director, he said, well, I want this. And Travis is like, well, you can't do that. And it kind of involves you, Dustin. It's this shot in the film that we see your picture. You know where I'm going with this,
Yeah,
Travis.
I do.
Okay, I don't know if I know this story.
So when in the movie Miracle Mile, when Luke's character is looking at the picture of the girl he wants to see, and you're in that picture, and so Travis composed that theme of that moment, and so Luke, and Luke, I hope you're listening because this is a great story. So Luke kept saying, well, I want the music to sound like this. I want it to sound like
he had this idea.
He
in his
had,
head.
yeah,
Okay.
he was hearing it in his head, and he's like, I want it to sound like this. And Travis is like, well, you can't do it like that because I don't remember what you exactly said.
The scene that wasn't giving that.
Yeah, exactly. It wasn't giving you that.
It wasn't giving me that, right?
And you've talked about that before, and I want to hear more about that.
So like the mood of the music didn't match the picture.
Someone, he was looking at this picture, and his thought was that he wanted heroic music, like I'm gonna get the girl. And
okay.
I'm like, I don't see that. I see like this like what's like a tension, like what's it called,
like a dramatic,
like where you leave it to hang.
Yeah, suspense.
Because it goes to black. It goes to black right away. Why would you do like a heroic scene go to black for one?
Yeah.
So it was this back and forth between Travis and Luke, and Travis is like, this is not what I'm seeing on screen right now, and you want me to do something that I'm not seeing, like a heroic theme. And so Travis is like, all right. So a couple days later, Luke texts me and says, yeah, Travis got us this cue. And he's like, I don't like it. It doesn't sound right. And I'm listening to it, and it was very heroic. It sounded almost as it, like, you remember like the old Legend of Zelda games? Like,
yeah.
I mean, they still make them, but the older ones were like, you would open the chest and there would be the da-na-na-na.
Like the you won the award.
You won.
Yeah.
So Travis gave that what Luke was looking for.
Yeah.
And he gave it to him, and it was and I knew what he was doing. Like, he was giving him exactly what he wanted, and it was totally out. It didn't fit. It did not fit. It sounded like you were opening a treasure chest and getting the award, and
or carrying the girl through the,
Oh yeah, over the threshold or whatever. And so then Travis came back, and so Luke's like, no, we got to change that. And so Travis came back with the theme that's in the film, which is absolutely perfect.
Well, see, we talk about music should be the third person in the scene. Yes, and
it sets the mood.
It completes the scene.
Yeah.
So like in that scene, I don't want to sound. I hope he doesn't get upset when I say this, but Luke wanted him. He's packing his bags to go see her. Right, picks up the phone, notices the girl he loves, flips through the pictures, then sees a picture of the hot guy with her. He's like,
crap.
Right?
Yeah.
Crap, right? First thing you say is crap, not let's go get him. But as I was watching that scene, I watched it 3 or 4 times, and what's funny was the last minute scene for the short. It was like, we need this scene, like I need to score something like now. I'm like, okay, and I sent a picture of me at Starbucks actually
writing out the music,
and I watched 3 or 4 times, and I realized the theme isn't about that scene isn't about him. It's not about the guy. It's about his feelings for her. And he kept saying, yeah, score me like packing the bags. I'm like, that's not how scoring works. Well, and I had the scene where I had a guitar, and he's like, well, the guitar isn't very masculine. I'm like, well, it's not about you. You're on the scene, but the audience isn't going, oh, I hear a guitar, that guy must not be masculine.
Yeah.
This is not how things work. So I had to, calm down, rearrange myself. We're all learning.
Yeah.
This is I'm not knocking him, but we're all learning.
Well, yeah.
So I wrote this beautiful theme for her. And I said, I go, Luke, I need you to understand, this is not your scene or her scene or the guy's scene. This whole scene is building up to your feelings for her and what it's going to take and what it's the hardships and everything it's going to take to keep this love going because you're so far away. So when he's packing the bags, I'm hinting at her theme.
Yep.
I don't play it yet. Hint at it.
Mm-hmm. Little pieces.
Then Grandpa comes in, does something comedic. So you go back to some of Brian's cues. I use some of Brian's cues to be comedic. Boop, 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 And then gradually brings back in. Then I finally, when he sees the picture of her and he zooms in, then her full melody comes up. But it's not her melody. It's the love theme. It's not hers, it's not his.
Yeah.
I don't play it again until they talk about her. I never play it again when they talk with her there, they talk about her.
Ah, got you.
Like they're at the restaurant talking about, what do you see about this girl?
Then it came back in.
Yeah.
Because it's not her theme. It's his love for her theme.
Mm-hmm.
And so in music, when something's happy, it's major. When something's sad, it's minor. So on the climax of her theme, he notices the guy. I switched to minor.
Ah, yeah, because now it's like, oh, who's this other cat?
Right. And then I just kind of fade the music off.
I can still hear that music, and it just like how that change of that like, and it almost like twists a little bit. Like I don't know how to do. I'm not a musician, so I don't know the terms, but you really feel it.
Colors.
It colors
scene,
it.
Yeah. So that was one of the things I noticed about your movie when I watched it in the theater was the music. Like it was really done well. That was like one of the things that made it. Because have you ever tried to watch like anything without any kind of background music? It's insane.
It's
the difference that it makes. It's like you don't, in my opinion, like the best kind, you barely notice it. It's there, but you're not focused on that. It's just atmospheric. Right? Like it just gives you enough to give you that like suspense or that happy feeling or the sad, it adds to the tone of the whole thing.
I really like the beginning of WALL-E.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
There's no music, there's no sound, there's
and there's
people.
A reason though.
There's a reason. You're right. It's so neat though.
Yeah.
Not to go against what you're saying.
No.
That's my favorite non-music.
But like it's done with a purpose.
Yes.
It's done with a purpose.
Because you can't over music something.
There was some movie.
Yeah.
I can't think of it right now, but there was some movie where there's like no talking, there's nothing, there's just action happening, like the different noises of them walking up and down the hallway. And it's like an incredibly long time, 10 minutes or so before anybody says anything or there's any music.
Is it There Will Be Blood? That one's
I think that's the one I'm thinking about.
There's no dialogue for the first like 20 minutes or so. I don't know, some long span.
And there's just like all the stuff's happening and you're watching it, but it draws you in like a magnet.
And that's like you're talking about like with the music, which is what Travis told me, and he's just keeps repeating over and over. It's that in a scene between two characters that are talking in a restaurant or wherever at a park, and they're talking, well, who's the third character in a scene? It's the music. The music is the third person, and that's highlighting the emotion of the scene. And so to have a composer that actually looks at a scene that we filmed and says, well, this is what I'm feeling when I see this. Like you want to take it in this direction, but like just like what objectively is on screen that I'm feeling, that I think that's just a whole other aspect that we don't like really come to appreciate as much as we should.
There's two types of fans, right? You got like the general fan, right? And they just take the whole thing in.
Yeah.
This is strictly my opinion and my theory. So, but like you are into movies, so you notice stuff about movies that the casual observer doesn't notice. You notice different cut scenes, you notice camera angles, you notice the way people are facing, all of these technical things because you're way into it. Whereas the casual fan is just like, hey, that's a cool movie. I like it.
Yeah.
As a musician, when you hear a brand new piece of music, you're hearing horns, you're hearing the tempo, you're hearing all of these little minute details. Whereas the casual fan is like, yeah, that's cool music. I like it. Or I don't like it. Or what, whatever. But like, I play guitar badly, but I play guitar. I used to play okay, but now I play badly because I haven't played in a long time. And it irritates me. So I rarely pick it up. But when I hear a piece of music, I'm listening to like, oh, that guitar solo or the tone of the guitar or where the drums come in or if there's a keyboard or whatever, vocal melodies. And my favorite hobby with music is to find a good album and put it on headphones and crank that thing up to almost intolerable levels because you hear stuff that you don't hear just casually listening.
I have one.
Go for it, man.
The Czech Orchestra playing The Rite of Spring by Stravinsky.
Oh. Have you heard of The Rite of Spring?
I have no idea. No, this is...
Rite of Spring is a historical piece of music.
What is it? It's Fantasia?
Maybe.
Or is it Fantasia 2000? One of them, they have the dinosaurs. The dun, 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 dun. Yeah, that's the one.
Okay.
In the Fantasia movie, Disney Fantasia.
Yeah.
That music, that's the
Rites of Spring.
Rite of Spring.
What's it called? The Rites?
Rite, R-I-T-E.
Rite of Spring.
Rite of
The
Spring.
Rite of Spring.
But the Czech Orchestra, because there's different orchestras will play the thing, the different conductors will, like some guys play too slow.
Some play it fast, some play it...
This tape, I have it on tape. This tape is the best. I'm Mr. Turn Up to 11.
Yeah,
headphones. I can't stop. One of my favorites.
Now, is that the orchestra or the piece of music that was, when it was released, like almost created a riot?
Yep. Yeah. Did you also know that during that same time, Stravinsky was dating Coco Chanel?
No.
Yeah.
No kidding.
Yep.
Chanel, as in the fashion line.
Oh, okay.
She was backstage there. Yeah.
No kidding.
Yeah.
So this piece of music is pretty tremendous, and it like legit created a mass chaos in the audience.
Yeah. Wow. A riot. Like people were like throwing stuff and
freaking out.
Screaming.
Yeah. And it's a classical piece of music.
It was again, all composers hate being labeled, but it was a start of primitivism.
Primitivism.
Yeah,
okay.
that's the
See,
style.
I'm not familiar with this.
Meaning it's primitive.
Yeah.
It's not.
It's lots of drums, bass heavy, very rhythmic.
And not to get into like crazy history, but there's like the Russian Five, and then when the new schools of music were splitting off, and you over here you get Shostakovich and all these other guys who were doing atonal music. And then you got these guys over here sticking to classical style and classical form, and these guys in the middle were like, "Hey, let's try something different.
Let's go our own route."
Let's go our own route. Yeah.
It's funny how that transpires, because it's usually like, in my opinion, again speaking from out of turn maybe, but it comes from like a place of rejection, like, oh, those classical, these in the box guys don't like me, and then these guys are too far out there and they don't like me because I'm too normal, so I kind of fit right here in the middle, so I'm just going to take this lane right here, and
it's nuts to hear those guys like Stravinsky's early music. You couldn't tell it was him.
Really?
It sounded like everybody else. Everyone sounded like everyone sounded like
carbon copy of the next guy,
because they're all teachers. They're all learning from the learning.
Well, and like movies, music, paintings, philosophy, all of that sort of stuff. The ones that stand out are the ones that don't generally like go with the crowd. Like,
right.
Like they're just a little bit off kilter, and that's fun.
Well, all artists are.
Well, yeah, but like the Beatles.
Yeah.
The Beatles are like the biggest group in modern time, right? Like, but you listen to like all the people around them that came out the same time, and they're just a little bit, it's just a little off kilter from the rest of
And see, they had, a lot of people don't realize about the Beatles was they were well traveled. They traveled different countries and places
they
to
played
learn the music, not just to go on vacation. Like they wanted to learn, so they came back. Here's what we learned.
Yeah, here's a new piece.
Here's a new piece. Huh? And a lot of people don't realize that. A lot of composers, they do love. A lot of them love Eastern music. The gamelan from Indonesia, that type of
Ravi
Shankar, rest in peace.
Yeah.
But that type of music, the rhythms, the ragas and the tagas, which is their scales and their rhythm forms, and they have more names, but anyways, they're all their rules,
which are different from
their rules. Sound like mess to us. Mm-hmm. Like their scales are 15 note long, or their rhythms, their tagas will be like 3 + 2 + 4 + 3 + 2. To us, that sounds wacky, but to them, that's
their rhythm.
That's elementary,
and that's their rules.
Yeah, it's nuts.
Well, rules theory. Right?
It's their theory.
Right,
it's their idea. Yeah.
It's their elementary theory are these things. But to us, we're like, well, you hear that composer? He went to 5 to 4 to 3 to... No. He just copied what they did.
Yeah.
Like I always, like people always, John Coltrane, amazing.
My middle son's named Coltrane.
John Coltrane, amazing sax player, right? Created Giant Steps. Da, 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 right? Mm-hmm. Giant Steps. And this is what's
Love Supreme.
Again, it's just the first section of a book of scale practicing.
Yeah, that was literally started as a warm-up exercise.
Yeah, it's a warm-up.
Yeah.
But he
Giant Steps is
he took
rad.
it and made it his own. That's why, like, what was that? What's that quote? A good composer borrows, but a great composer steals. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Or same thing, you could transfer that to a writer, to a painter, to a martial artist.
So John Coltrane took this scale practice and made this
his literal
empire
warm-up.
Yeah. Empire.
Wow.
Yeah. I dig John Coltrane.
Is that where your son's name came from?
Yes. So when we were in the hospital with Hunter, our oldest, we were in the hospital for like almost 4 days. And I had brought, the only thing I remembered to bring was her bag, like with changes of clothes and whatnot, and a little boom box with like 3 CDs or 4 CDs. I can't remember. And I would play one, and, she's in hard labor for like 30 something hours. And she's like, I don't like that. Take that crap off. Yeah. And I put this other one on. And she's like, that's okay. We listened to that for a little bit. And then I put on Coltrane.
Love Supreme?
Love Supreme. Oh. It's an amazing album. It's jazz.
He calls it his love letter to God.
Yeah.
He's praying.
It's an ode to God. Huh. And it's amazing.
It's a great CD.
Yeah. But anyway, I put that on, and she's like, whatever, she liked it. She's like, I like that one. So we played that on repeat for probably 18 hours until...
Jeez.
Yeah. So, and then when Cole was born, that was his name. That's what we.
And he knows that story.
I think he's probably sick of me telling it by now. But yeah.
You want to hear a funny story about the jazz world, the classical world meeting? So there was a concert that Charlie Parker just did, and Stravinsky was in the audience watching. So Charlie Parker noticed him, and during his improvised solo, ended up playing the beginning of Firebird for him.
No kidding.
Yeah. It's the lick. That's what it is.
Yeah. So there's I can go on and on about music history. Jimi Hendrix did the same thing on the BBC. He got banned from the BBC for playing. There was 2 different times that I can recall. So Jimi Hendrix experiences playing live television. Their hit song stops playing in the middle of their hit song and is like, hey, if you don't know, Cream, they just released an album and here's their hit, and starts like bang, goes right into is it Strange Brew? He goes into one of the Cream songs. I can't remember the name of the song right now, but just like stops, everybody stops, and then they go into it, and BBC is pissed because they didn't pay you to play somebody else's music. They paid you to play your music. What the heck are you doing? Yeah. He did that with the Beatles. All sorts of stuff, but yeah, music nerd. Sorry,
music nerd.
No, I love this. This is a world I do not know, and I want to learn more. You know,
Right
like
on.
Same, me too. I didn't know that story. That's good. Yeah.
Yeah. I just read that one like a couple of days ago. So, what other jazz guys are you into?
I'm into when I was doing sax, like Coleman Hawkins.
Okay.
One of my favorite sax players.
Art Blakely?
Art Blakely's alto, right?
Yeah.
I was mostly into tenor players.
Okay.
But I really Lester Young. Apparently, when I was in college, I don't know what it was, but I like to hold my sax like this, and I turn my mouthpiece, holding it on my lap.
Sideways
on my
horizontal,
lap. Right?
which is normal vertical.
Right. And so one day I get up and do an improvised solo during big band, and I started playing like that, and one of the guys goes, "Yeah, Lester," and I was like,
Who's that?
Lester Young. So I looked it up, Lester Young.
Yeah.
And my solos were just like him. He always played the butter notes, the 9s and the 6s in the solos. He'd hold these weird notes. And so I'm like, I do that. All right, cool.
Right
and so
on.
like, I always played like Lester Young, and my solos were buttery like his. And,
Cool.
yeah, no. I could go on for days. I love, yeah. Big band's always good.
Is that your jam? Big band?
No, my jam. It makes people weird, but my favorite style of music of all time is 70s R&B.
Right on.
You know, like
Like who?
yeah.
my favorite group is the Manhattans from the 60s.
Okay.
You know, I really, really like Marvin Gaye,
Al Green.
and and then later on you got One Way and all these guys introducing the electronic, type of like electronic soul stuff. You know, Zapp and Roger, amazing group. That's my favorite style of music.
Right on.
I think that's because I grew up in Southern California
Okay.
in the 90s where everyone was, oldies were the thing, and all the cars cruised down the boulevard playing Zapp and Roger and all this cholo music, So
Lord.
I grew up listening to cholo music. That's my favorite style.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool, man.
But I'm a classical nerd who plays jazz.
Right on. Right on. So, where are you at now with music? And obviously, your day job, chef.
We've got
a small car show in the
yeah.
parking lot here, and normally you don't notice it, but apparently today everyone's got to interrupt.
My muffler's bigger than your muffler. No, so where I am now, I am a chef at a sports pub in Reading. I also work somewhere else just as a cook, just extra money these days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
we all know that.
When I'm not scoring films or TV, I want to work more on my concert music.
Okay.
I just finished last weekend a piece of music for 5 saxophones and a boy soprano. It's called A Fun-Filled Time. I got the idea from Sesame Street. If you're old enough, you remember there's one where the kid goes, "Go to the store and get butter, milk, and eggs." And the little girl walks, "I'm gonna get butter, milk, and eggs. Butter, milk, and eggs." She gets distracted, gets to the store. The clerk goes, "What do you want?" She remembers ball. No, butter, dog, no, stick,
Yeah.
and gets home and actually has butter, milk, and eggs. So I had this story in my head of this kid who's sent to the store to go buy something, ends up going to the carnival, and gets distracted by all the rides, and then gets home with nothing. So, just finished that.
Right on.
And now I'm working on a Barry sax concerto, baritone saxophone.
Okay.
A concerto for baritone saxophone. And I'm also working on a, what's the word when you, like, meta, where you make fun of something, but I'm writing a piece about Cthulhu,
Okay.
but I'm writing his lullaby.
So what he would use to go to sleep?
So when his parent, I know Aguirre goes some more history nerd stuff, but when the parents of Cthulhu sent him down the relay to sleep so that he couldn't destroy the world, I was like, what happened there? So in my musical brain, I'm like, I'm gonna write a lullaby to talk, the lullaby that the parents played to make
get him go to sleep.
To get him go to sleep.
Wow. Okay.
That's awesome.
We're talking Cthulhu from H.P. Lovecraft lore and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
The reason why that started was I had this friend girl who she was in this writing group called Nano, which they wrote. Forget what it's called, stands for, but it's like a writing group where writers get together, write together.
Yeah.
Well,
Trade ideas and
somebody was writing cosmic horror, and they saw me write music because I wasn't a writer. I just wrote music while I was there hanging out with her.
yeah.
And they're all, is there cosmic music? Well, yeah, there's Scriabin. He did, he's naming off some guys who were cosmic composers. He goes, you should write something cosmic. So I studied cosmic works. I was like, oh, H.P. Lovecraft's a cosmic guy, right? So Cthulhu's famous. Hey, let's, and that's what happened.
Down the rabbit
Down
hole
the rabbit
we go.
hole.
Right on.
Ooh, that would be interesting to hear that.
But it's nuts. It's nuts to understand that there are actually cosmic composers out, like music that's considered cosmic music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you heard of Sun Ra?
Yes.
Sun Ra is crazy weird. It's a big, I guess they're a big jazz band, but they are music from outer space. That's how they describe it. Yeah. Yeah. It's wild. Started in the
Sun
50s.
Ra.
They still tour. From one of the original members is now the band leader. They still tour.
Oh, that's nuts.
Yeah. I discovered them about probably 10 or 15 years ago. I found it was right when like all the streaming services, not Napster, it was after Napster, but like whenever they figured out that whole legal loophole, it was like Pandora, something like that, before Spotify. And I just put it on shuffle and I was listening to some jazz. And
was that Napster?
It wasn't Napster. It was after Napster. Because
okay.
remember, Napster came out and then they had this big lawsuit and kind of got them shut down. My brain is
shuffling right now. I'm trying to remember.
I want to say it was Pandora, but it might have. It was something similar to that. Anyway, I'm at work, tired of listening to my coworkers talk, and I just put this thing on shuffle. And it would just play you music all day long. It was amazing. Maybe once an hour you'd get a commercial.
Huh.
And I put it on jazz because there was no, generally no vocals, just cool jazz or bebop or whatever. And just had it low, just audible enough to where I could hear it at my desk. But if you're standing over there, 5-6 feet away, you're not going to hear it. And Sun Ra Orchestra comes on and I'm like, what the heck is this? It was cool. So then I went down a rabbit hole and read about him. But yeah, I was just curious.
That's good to get into.
One of the things that I'd always heard filmmakers do is that they early on in the writing of a script that they'll get the composers, the people doing the score, they'll get them involved in the writing of the script from the very get-go, so that the DNA of the music is right in the story as it's going along, as you're writing it.
I could see that.
Yeah. And
a Black Panther score was like that.
Really?
The director and the composer like best friends, and they did the movie.
Really?
They did
The Marvel movie?
Yep.
Black Panther?
Uh-huh.
Oh, wow.
I can never say his Gorsikek, I think is his last name. I can never remember his name, but they did that from day one.
Right on.
And the score is great. It's artistic.
Yeah.
Because this instrument is from that tribe where he's from. Like they actually
okay.
Like it was nuts. But anyway, sorry, go ahead.
No. So that kind of leads into my question.
Yeah.
So we did the last movie, Miracle Mile, and a lot of filmmakers probably do this, where you make the movie, you write the movie,
and then
you
you're
shoot
like,
it.
oh crap, we need music.
Yeah, and you turn it over to the composers and you say, hey, add music to this, and then they're kind of working kind of almost at an uphill, at a disadvantage, because they've got something fixed that can, there's not a lot of wiggle room, right? Unless they go back and shoot scenes or, reshoot big chunks of the film. I mean, you can edit things down and, shorten scenes, lengthen them. But But yeah, so like with that short script I'm working on right now, the Little Johnny script, you know, I've been sending it around to so many people, and I sent it to Travis, I sent it to Brian, and I said, hey, what do you think with this script about getting the music, like, you know, like, what are you feeling? Like, and even before the script was written, right, we have a first draft right now. But what was it, a month and a half ago, Travis and I sat down and Travis, and I told Travis the story, and Travis is like, well, I'm feeling this in the story. Like, you need to add this scene in, you need to add this. And now in the draft, those things are in the script. Like,
oh, right on.
Yeah. And so like, that's something I want to do as a filmmaker down the road that, like you're saying, those guys from Black Panther did.
Yeah.
And like
sit down and actually compose as the writing.
As the writing's coming on. And you've heard, like, I think it was Hitchcock or some other directors in the past, they would have music composed before they even started filming, and so they'd play it on the film set for the actors.
That's a lot of the anime is like that.
Yeah.
The Studio Ghibli. Ghibli, they're all hey, write me 4 orchestral pieces, one sad, one happy, one, you know. And these composers would write these orchestral pieces that are played at concerts, and then they throw them in the movie.
Cool.
Yeah, it's nuts.
Yeah, and I think that's so cool, and I want to do more of that. Like, I think just incorporating that from the get-go and having it's just genetically part of the story, right? It's not separate. It's like literally part of it.
Well, yeah.
From the get-go, like
there's so many different ways to do things.
Do you know a funny story about that idea? Duel of the Fates, John Williams, Star Wars.
Okay.
He did not. If you watch that scene, Duel of the Fates, it's not his original piece of music. It's edited. They combined different things into that piece of music.
Really?
If you want to get lost in a rabbit hole, it's a fascinating story.
So, what scene are we talking about?
The fight scene with Darth Maul and
Oh, okay.
those two guys. What are they?
Obi-Wan.
Kenobi.
Yeah, okay.
Qui-Gon Jinn and Obi-Wan Kenobi and Darth Maul.
But it's a great musical story because you think, oh, that's a good cue. No. He wrote different things.
So they just spliced it together.
Spliced the cue together, yeah.
Wow.
I don't think I knew that until you told me that, like, I don't know, a couple of years ago.
I'll have to go back and listen to that.
It's neat.
That's cool. Huh.
Yeah, so...
Right on.
Yeah.
I was just we're at an hour right now, and usually that's our sweet spot.
Oh, okay.
But
it feels like 10 minutes.
I know it went by. It went by in a hurry.
Part 2 coming out soon.
Yeah, we can definitely do it again, man. Before we go, though, tell everybody where they can find you if they want to hear some of your music. If you have websites and whatnot.
Yeah, I'm working on a website. Not ready yet,
Okay.
but I do have a SoundCloud and I have a YouTube. And they're both Travis Micheal, Travis Micheal. That's it.
Okay.
You can type in Composing Chef on Google, and I'm pretty much every link that comes up.
Composing Chef. I love it.
Composing Chef. One word.
We'll get your social media links so we can post those in the linear notes of our show. But thank you. This
was fun.
An hour went by like that.
Yeah.
It was awesome. Thank you very much. Friends, grasshoppers, if you've listened this long, thank you very much for being here. Thanks for all of your support. We've got some news coming up here soon. We've got a couple of results that Tyler and I are super happy with. We have social media as well. Facebook, YouTube, X, Snapchat. Did I miss any? I don't think so. Oh, Instagram. All could be found at the Formless Pod. We have an email address, formlesspod@gmail.com. You can email us there and talk to me about how I flubbed this line. Our website is theformlesspod.com. Reach out. We have merch on there as well. Until next time,